Good afternoon. I'm doing the video at my workbench right now because I was just wanting to let you know that you're a tool. Well, what kind of tool are you? And when you're young, you're any kind of tool that is needed for the machine, the world machine, business, the existence of life, and everything. What kind of tool do you want to be? Are you, for example, just a screwdriver? What kind of screwdriver? Slotted? Phillips? What kind of tool are you? It's going to depend on the industry you go into, what job you want to do. When you're young, accept that. Accept you are a tool. Yeah, you're probably just about to shake your head and go on the video. Hold off just a little bit longer. Okay? So, I don't know if I've mentioned it in previous videos or not. Obviously, I'm a little aged, but I have a retired military. And one of the things that I noticed, and a lot of my senior leadership always kind of instilled, was the first time you come to a new command, bust your ass that first year or 2 years, depending what's going on where you are in the leadership chain. Because the longer you bust your ass on the front end, the less you have to bust your ass on the back end. Now, what I mean by that is anything you can think of right now. Don't be afraid to clean toilets. Don't be afraid to stay a little longer, work a little harder, do that little extra that's required of you at the end of the day. Maybe come a little earlier. In the military, we're known for getting up early. So getting up earlier for us is really freaking early. Like, we start our day usually around 6 is when chow is. Maybe having our first meeting at 7, depending on what branch and what's going on. So early would be like 4 or 5, getting up, getting some stuff done in your shop before chow starts, and trying to prepare for your day, prepare your people for the day, getting the lists together. But that's kind of the leadership. But on the back end of it, when you're on that low totem pole, just starting, what are you doing? What can you do to make your life better down the road? So, from that perspective, you need to front load all your pain. You just, popular phrase in the military, embrace the suck. That means while you're going through whatever's probably going to be some of the worst times in your life, and it's going to push you physically, mentally, emotionally, it's going to push you. Embrace it. Dig your heels in, dig your guts in, dig your mind in, and be ready. Get in there. Dig it. Learn everything you can about what you're doing. Become the SME, your subject matter expert. You can do that when you first come in. You just have to bust your butt. Get in there. Don't be afraid to do the extra work, to do the extra reading, because it's going to help you in the long term. But you got to embrace the suck. Embrace that fact that you are a tool. You are simply a tool. But here's the thing. Over time, as you get more valuable skills, as you grow in each of those skills, as you progress in your personal life, your work life, you begin to get to that point where you can choose your pain. You can choose what part of the suck you embrace. You can choose which tool to be. And whether you are just a hand screwdriver, maybe you're a power drill. Might be more efficient for you in some cases to be one or the other. Maybe you're a saw. You just got to find a way to cut through what you need to cut through for any given project, any given ideas. And the same applies. I mean, obviously, I had civilian jobs before I joined. And that was one thing that I never learned when I was first starting to work. I kind of, just because of where I come from and just the work values and work ethics, I was used to working hard. It's what you did. You had to work 80 hours a week, you work 80 hours a week. You work, 10, 12, 16-hour days. It's just what you did. But understanding the mindset, not just that blind acceptance, but that voluntary acceptance of what you're doing. Learning not just go in there like a robot and do whatever you're doing and then go home for the day. Beginning to understand why you're doing what you're doing. Is there a more efficient way to do what you're doing? And don't be afraid that even as that robot, ask, well, why am I doing this particular thing? Your leadership may be like, because we need it done. Be like, okay, I understand that, but I'm trying to understand the process. Why are we doing it this way and maybe not this way? Why am I doing it today and I didn't do it yesterday? Try to understand that mindset for people that are above you. Why are they wanting you to do something? Now, you're going to get some leadership that's just like, just do it my way. It's always been my way. Do it my way. You don't get a choice. And others, you might actually have them think, well, we do it this way because, well, that's the way we've always done it. Do you have a better way we could do it? Do you see if you can come up with a better way? And you're like, are you going to be ready to take that next step where you're presenting ideas to your leadership of how to do something? But you're going to have to go through that suck first. You're going to have to embrace it. Get in there, dig your heels in, get muddy, get dirty, get sweaty. That's the only way to do it. Now, once you get past a certain point and your level of knowledge and skills have gotten to a certain point, then you can get the breadth of skills. Okay, you've got your couple of columns that you're the subject matter. If there's something going on, your leadership's going to come to you and say, hey, you've been doing this for a year, 2 years, 3 years now. Can you think of a better way to do this? Or can you think of how we can do this better? You can be like, yeah, like this. But then you can be breadth and go, but we can be more efficient if we incorporate XYZ into the ABC. But you're going to have to go through that pain first. It's going to suck. That's the key reason the military says, embrace the suck. It's the acknowledgement of what you're going through. There's very little good you can get out of it just doing it. But you have to learn to be better. You have to learn to extend yourself beyond the suck, beyond the trudging through the miles and miles of, carrying the backpack, carrying your weapon, or having the 24, 48, 72, even 96-hour watches on wherever you may be in the world. It's going to suck. You're going to lose sleep. Try to keep your health as best as you can, but at times that's going to be difficult. You may have to circle back around to that. You will, from experience, I tell you, you will have to find a way to relax yourself, to reset, even when there is no time for reset, even if it's only a minute, 5 minutes. Finding that time to reset yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually. whether it's through meditation, whether it's through some kind of a focused effort, maybe just reading a few words from something that inspires you, resetting yourself. But over time, learning to be a better tool until at some point, and it's not going to be 5 or 10 years. You're going to be at your probably 20-year mark, unless you have found a secret and drive it, like creating your own business or something like that, where you become the boss. But at some point, you're going to be in that leadership position, and you're going to be looking back, and you're going to look at your guys, and you'll be like, okay, who's the best tool for this job, for this task? Who can do it the most efficiently, the most effectively? Who's going to take a little more time, but is going to give me a little bit more detail orientation? And who do I have? What tool do I need to have that I just need to throw a body at it to get it done? You're going to have to evaluate that. And then, even more so, who's that? Okay, they're your tool for this, and they're not going to be the most efficient at this, but you want them to grow. You're trying to grow and increase the tools in your tool bag. So letting this person work on a project, they're going to be non-optimal. They're going to have difficulty. That there is a possibility they're going to fail, but you're going to be there to help them, because this is your tool bag you're creating. You're no longer just a single-use tool. You're the one who takes the tools out. Now, obviously, in the big scheme, you're a bigger tool. You're a multi-tool. But under that, this is the tool bag you have, your guys, your crew. What are they doing? What can they do? And this is where you're going to have to really start learning your people skills of how to understand who needs what. Because at this point, you could be working with a boomer, you could be working with a Gen Alpha, you could be working with anybody in between. You could have a huge age, knowledge, and experience gap. And that's where you're, as a tool, a more advanced tool now, you have to evaluate your people. So even that is another level of embrace the suck. Again, right away, when you're a first level tool, don't worry about it. Learn how to be a better tool. Learn how to embrace that suck. Learn that when you've got to go clean something, go clean it. Figure out how to do it better, more efficiently. Be the guy or gal that they call when they want the best cleaning job done. Are they calling you because they know you're going to do it better, more efficiently? It's kind of sucks that that's what they're calling you for, but they know they can count on you. Guess what that's going to lead to? They're going to see how good you are as this tool. They're going to be like, well, he's really good at cleaning. What if we actually gave him a little bit more responsibility? What could he do up here? That's going to happen. It will happen. But you're going to have that embrace the suck mentality. Get in there, get dirty, and make it happen. All right? Hope you learned something. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day.